Hey everyone, today we're unboxing this keyboard kindly sent out to me from Epomaker. This is the EK68 and this is a 65% gasket mount mechanical keyboard that comes in this beautiful purple color. So in the box you get some extra switches because this does have swappable switches. You also get a black spacebar in case you don't like the purple one, as well as this really nice high quality USB-C to Type A cable, and this really convenient tool which helps you remove the keycaps and the switches. In terms of color choice, I went for the purple and black one just because I'm a really big fan of purple, but I do have some additional colors on the website. On the back you have a Type-C port, a toggle switch to go between Windows and Mac. You also have another switch which changes between Bluetooth, the USB dongle, or you can just plug it in using the cable. I chose the keyboard to come with the flamingo switches, so this is how they sound. This is a gasket keyboard, so overall the key presses are pretty soft. It does feel buttery smooth, and there is a tiny bit of a click. On the back you have two flip out supports, pretty standard stuff, and these have two different height modes. This keyboard has full RGB support, so if you hold down the function key and use the arrows, you can cycle through the colors as well as the speed and different modes. But overall, gets decently bright. I'm not a huge fan of multicolored keyboards, so I tend to just stick to one color. So Epomaker actually wanted me to show off their new Wisteria switches. So these are the tactile version, and they're a little bit more clicky. They have slightly less travel than the flamingo switches, and overall require a little bit more force. So right now I'm just going to use the included tool to remove all the keycaps. Seems pretty easy. There is kind of a lot of them, and also the switches are pretty hard to pull out. Be careful with the switches because the pins can be easily bent. So now here's the keyboard with all the keycaps as well as the switches removed. It's really nice to have a plain customizable board like this so you can fully change the feel as well as the look of your keyboard. So first impressions, it definitely does feel a little bit clickier, it's a lot louder, and does feel a lot nicer in my opinion. But if you do want something more soft and quiet so you don't wake up your roommates, then maybe the flamingos are the way to go. So it's been about a month now. I've been using this as my daily driver and I really am liking it. There's some pros, obviously there's some cons, like with everything. First of all, one of the pros is I love the look. I love the aesthetic. It doesn't get old. I love this two-tone with the purple and black. In terms of the actual case itself, it is pretty thick. So when you're typing, I found it to be quite high off the desk. I found my wrists were getting tired. So you might want to pick up some sort of wrist pad to put in front of the keyboard. But there is some little legs that pop out on the back, and underneath the keyboard, there's these rubber parts. So right here as well as on the legs, so whenever you have this down, it is nice and sturdy. It doesn't rock or move on your desk, which is obviously nice to see. I mean, this is an $89 keyboard, so it's not quite as high as some other mechanical keyboards out there. I would say that's a pretty decent price range for what you're getting because it's a completely customizable board, so you can just buy it and completely swap out all the components, which is really cool. In terms of the case, I do kind of wish it was matte black. It would look a lot cooler, especially considering it's like a black and purple keyboard. But I think it does go well, and if you have any Apple accessories in space gray, then this will match it perfectly. But the best part is it works with Windows and Mac, so it has that toggle switch on the back, and that basically just switches around your Windows key with your Alt key. So Mac users are used to having it near the spacebar, so it literally just switches those two keys. I haven't really found any other difference. In terms of this volume knob, I really am a big fan of this. As a video editor, I edit a lot of sound, and obviously I need to pick my background music for my videos. So it's nice to quickly adjust the volume and quickly mute it if someone comes in to talk to me. That is a really nice feature. There is some software you can download on the Epomaker website. Works with Mac and Windows. However, I could not find a way of remapping the volume knob. It doesn't seem to let you have any control over that. It would be cool if you could customize it to open an application or to scroll like horizontally when you twist it, but it doesn't do that. So you can remap all the other keys, you can do macros, and you can change all the individual RGBs underneath each key. But honestly, I didn't expect it to have any software, so the fact it does is a huge benefit. Now, I mentioned earlier some of the RGB modes. There is a few more modes that I didn't go over. I mean, there's so many modes to talk about. You can customize them, but basically press function and this backslash key, and it cycles between all your different color theming modes, and some of them are cool, but honestly, I just am a minimalist. I'm probably just gonna stick to like a basic color like purple or light blue. But you can turn on specific gaming modes with the RGB. If you press like function Z and function X, it will just light up certain keys. In terms of like latency, it does have Bluetooth 5.0, but honestly, sometimes I'd have to type in it quite a bit to wake it up. Like I'd have to hit the keys maybe 4 or 5 times, maybe even more than that, just to wake it up to have it connect to my computer. So you could always go ahead and plug it in via USB-C. I found the USB dongle to be faster in terms of response time because obviously the Bluetooth needs to connect. Yeah, overall connectivity is fine. Battery life, it has a 3000 milliamp hour cell, and that only gives you a week of battery life when you have all the RGB lights on. So I did find it a bit strange having to charge it, every 5 or 6 days. I'm used to charging keyboards every month or so. So yeah, I mean, honestly, I just started using it without the RGB lights just to save on power because I couldn't be bothered getting the cable out and plugging it in all the time. Because I like my setup clean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want cables on my setup. So yeah, just having a Bluetooth is the way to go for me. But all the links will be down below if you want to pick up any of the switches or any replacement keycaps, or if you want to buy the keyboard itself, just check down below. There might be some offers. Any offers or promo codes I have, I will put them down there. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I mean, it looks cool aesthetically. It's pretty comfortable. I like the feeling, the tactileness. Is that even a word? The tactility? But yeah, no, it's a great keyboard overall. And especially for that price point, I don't really see you getting much more for your money, honestly. So yeah, let me know all your opinions, your thoughts down below. Would you pick up this keyboard? Do you like the look of it? They have a few other colors on the website, but this is personally my favorite one. So yeah, I'm gonna be firing out more content, editing more videos on this keyboard, and I will see you guys very soon. Peace.